Welcome to the English Story Well channel, your ultimate destination for captivating stories that enhance your English learning journey. Here, we believe that stories are not just a form of entertainment, but a powerful tool to improve your language skills. Let's go to started.
Emily Harper had always dreamed of living in a big city. Growing up in the small town of Willow Creek, her world was limited to rolling hills, endless fields, and the familiar faces she had known all her life. But she wanted more. A life filled with adventure, excitement, and, most importantly, new opportunities. When Emily received a job offer from a prestigious marketing firm in New York City, she knew it was her chance to make her dreams come true. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, she packed her bags, said her goodbyes, and embarked on the journey to her new life. Arriving in New York City was overwhelming. The skyscrapers, the bustling crowds, and the never-ending stream of taxis were a far cry from the peaceful streets of Willow Creek. But Emily was determined to make the most of it. She found a cozy apartment in Brooklyn and started her new job with enthusiasm. Emily's first day at the marketing firm was a whirlwind of introductions and meetings. She was assigned to work on a high-profile campaign for a major fashion brand, and the pressure to perform was immense. Despite the challenges, Emily thrived, impressing her colleagues with her creativity and dedication. A stray gust of wind blew her sketches into the water. Frustrated, Emily scrambled to retrieve them, but before she could, a tall man with a kind smile and an air of confidence appeared. He quickly helped her gather the scattered papers. "Here you go," he said, handing her the damp sketches. "These are too beautiful to be lost." Emily blushed, thanking him. "I'm Emily, by the way, James," he replied, extending his hand. "Nice to meet you, Emily." Few weeks, Emily and James ran into each other frequently. Whether it was at a coffee shop, a bookstore, or even on the subway, their paths seemed to cross at the most unexpected times. Each encounter left Emily feeling a little more intrigued by James. One evening, as Emily was leaving her office, she spotted James waiting outside. "Emily, thought I'd find you here," he said, a twinkle in his eye. "James, what a surprise. Are you stalking me?" she joked. He laughed intentionally. "But since we're both here, would you like to grab dinner?" Emily hesitated for a moment, but then nodded. "Sure, why not?" They went to a small Italian restaurant nearby, where they spent hours talking about their lives, dreams, and everything in between. Emily felt a connection with James that she hadn't felt with anyone else before. As weeks turned into months, Emily and James's friendship blossomed. They explored the city together, from visiting art galleries to attending concerts in the park. Emily loved how James could make her laugh and feel at ease, no matter how stressful her day had been. James, on the other hand, was drawn to Emily's creativity and passion for life. She reminded him of the simple joys that he had forgotten in his pursuit of success. The friendship became a refuge for both of them, a place where they could be themselves without any pretense. One crisp autumn evening, James invited Emily to a charity gala. It was a glamorous event, filled with the city's elite. Emily felt a bit out of place, but James stayed by her side, making sure she felt comfortable. As they stood on the rooftop terrace, overlooking the city lights, James turned to Emily. "Something I need to tell you," he said, his voice serious. Emily's heart raced. "What is it?" "I think I've fallen in love with you," James confessed, looking into her eyes. Emily was taken aback. She had felt a deep connection with James, but she hadn't expected him to feel the same way. "James, I don't know what to say," she stammered. "You don't have to say anything right now," James replied gently. "I just wanted you to know how I feel." Emily nodded, her mind racing with a whirlwind of emotion. She cared deeply for James, but she needed time to process everything. As winter approached, Emily and James's relationship faced new challenges. Emily's job became more demanding, leaving her with little time for herself, let alone for a relationship. Meanwhile, James was offered a major project that required him to travel frequently. Time together became scarce, and the distance started to strain their bond. Emily missed the easygoing days, when they could spend hours talking and laughing. James, too, felt the weight of their separation, but he was determined to make things work. One snowy evening, as they sat by the fireplace in James's apartment, Emily voiced her concerns. "James, I don't know how we can keep this up. We're both so busy, and I feel like we're drifting apart." James took her hand, his eyes filled with determination. "Emily, I love you, and I believe that we can overcome this. We just need to find a balance." Determined to make their relationship work, Emily and James made a pact to prioritize their time together. They scheduled regular date nights, even if it meant sacrificing sleep or work. They also started sharing more about their daily lives, staying connected through calls and messages. Slowly but surely, they found a rhythm that worked for them. Emily felt a renewed sense of happiness, knowing that James was willing to make the effort to be with her. James, too, felt more fulfilled, having Emily by his side. To celebrate their newfound balance, James surprised Emily with a weekend getaway to a cozy cabin in the mountains. The trip was a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. They spent their days hiking together and simply enjoying each other's company. As they sat by the fireplace, wrapped in blankets, James pulled out a small box from his pocket. "Emily, I have something for you," he said, his voice soft. Emily's heart skipped a beat as she opened the box to find a delicate silver necklace with a heart-shaped pendant. "James, it's beautiful," she whispered, tears welling up in her eyes. "It's a symbol of my love for you," James said, fastening the necklace around her neck. "No matter where we are or how busy we get, I want you to remember that you are always in my heart." Emily smiled, feeling overwhelmed with love. "I love you, James," she said, leaning in to kiss him. As their relationship grew stronger, James knew he wanted to spend the rest of his life with Emily. He started planning the perfect proposal, wanting to make it a moment they would both cherish forever. One evening, he took Emily to the place where they had first met, by the lake in Central Park. As they walked along the path, reminiscing about their journey together, James suddenly stopped and got down on one knee. "Emily Harper, from the moment I met you, my life has been brighter and more meaningful. You are my best friend, my confidant, and the love of my life. Will you marry me?" he asked, holding out a beautiful diamond ring. Emily's eyes filled with tears of joy as she nodded. "Yes, James, I will marry you," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. James slipped the ring onto her finger, and they embraced, knowing that they were about to embark on a new chapter of their lives together. Emily and James's engagement was met with joy and excitement from their friends and family. They began planning their wedding, wanting to create a day that reflected their love and the journey they had shared. Emily's mother had always been her biggest supporter, offered to help with the preparations. Together, they chose a beautiful venue in the countryside where they could celebrate their love surrounded by nature. James, ever the architect, took charge of designing the layout and decorations. He wanted every detail to be perfect, from the flowers to the lighting. Emily admired his dedication and felt grateful to have such a loving and supportive partner. As the wedding day approached, Emily and James felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. They knew that their love had been tested by time and distance, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The morning of the wedding was filled with anticipation. Emily woke up early, feeling a flutter of nerves in her stomach. She got ready with her bridesmaids, her heart racing as she thought about walking down the aisle. James, too, felt a mixture of emotions as he prepared for the big day. He looked at himself in the mirror, adjusting his tie and thinking about the moment he would see Emily in her wedding dress. The ceremony was held in a beautiful garden, with flowers blooming all around. As Emily walked down the aisle, her eyes met James's, and she felt a sense of calm wash over her. This was the moment they had been waiting for, the beginning of their forever. As they exchanged vows, Emily and James promised to love and support.
Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, Our carefully curated stories cater to all levels, making learning English enjoyable and effective. Join our community of language enthusiasts and let the magic of storytelling transform your learning experience. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Dive into English Story Well, where every story is a step towards mastering English.